Well, hello, boys and girls. This is Dane at Jonah Guitars, and got kind of a test thing I want to do. I bought some UV Cure. Now, I have previously purchased UV Cure, and I'll go over all the details. But I got some of the, I can't believe it's not LACQUER UV Cure. I also got some Cure lights, and I'm going to be doing some testing on a piece of maple I found here in the shop. I just noticed I had a piece of 1/4 inch old sign board that I'm going to be using as my backing board, reflective board for the UV lights. So with a little spray glue and some aluminum foil, I'm going to make a UV Cure box, or pyramid, I think is probably more accurate. Not exactly sure how fancy I want to get with that. I may just duct tape a hinge on it rather than find hinges. Anyway, I'm going to do some of that stuff. I don't think I necessarily need to show you the process for that. Like I said, it's a 1/4 inch piece of melamine hardboard, actually. That was an old sign in the store that I work at. Cut it up and make a tripod of sorts, or a, what do you call that? 2 of them. 2 legs coming up to a point. So anyway, and I'll bring you back in. Now we'll talk about the piece of wood I got and what different types of dyes I'm going to try and all that good stuff. So, be right back. All right, so kind of the star of the show, other than the actual finishing product, is this piece of maple, which probably isn't going to look like much unless I get it in just the right angle for you. I didn't stain it black and sand it back, because I just sanded the thing from my drum sander, which leaves long scratches in the grain. From 80 up through 220 to get it as smooth as possible. I can see the ripple in the, I'm not sure which is the best, maybe this angle. Hopefully, if I do this slowly, you'll be able to see there is some figure in that maple. It looks pretty nice. This is a scrap board I got somewhere. Looks like it started life as an attempt at a windowsill, but I'm not sure who gave it to me. All right, so a real brief history, because I actually have video in the can of the work I did on the maple burl strat, and I had nothing but trouble with that. And it might have been, there we go, get all the culprits involved here. The Solarez dual cure polyester gloss resin. The story here is that you can brush it, spray it, however you want to get it on the wood, and then take it out in the sun for 3 minutes, and it's rock solid, and there's no tack on the surface. You can sand it back. Chris from Highland Guitars says that it's difficult to sand, so that would be the reason you don't want to use it for a top coat, but rather a fill coat. The other problem with this product is that it's extremely stinky. It smells almost as bad as the Simtech Easy Sanding Sealer, which I'm trying to get away from, things that kill my brain cells, because I have very few to spare. You're also supposed to use be able to use the MEKP. I had some issues with this actually drying like it was supposed to dry. Even in the clear mode, actually I had some success with it with nothing mixed into it. And I even put this in because you're supposed to be able to put that in, and it will dry overnight if you do that. I think I read some things that even said within 30 minutes. Not the case. It especially didn't work when I put this type of stain into this finish in order to do some stain work, spray on stain work. This is This is not a water-based stain. This stain will mix into lacquer. It'll mix into denatured alcohol. It'll mix into acetone. It will not mix into a water-based product. I found that out kind of the hard way. I think I probably knew it wouldn't work when I started. So this is the product that I'm going to use today. I just realized that I got grain sealer. I thought I was just getting the regular, I can't believe it's not lacquer. I didn't have any idea I was getting grain sealer. I'm going to test this product even so, because I think that since it's a water-based, zero VOC, theoretically UV cure, I'm going to go ahead and use this product. Was going to use the Solarez grain sealer, not filler, sealer. This is also called a grain sealer, so it may be thin as well. This is too thin to actually fill grain with. It seals the wood, and it does dry super fast, like in a minute, if you are out in good sunshine. So I bought the flashlight to try to do it. The flashlight doesn't really do it. I think if you're tying fishing lures, flies, then you're probably going to be okay with the flashlight, but not for trying to dry out a whole guitar. So I bought these lights. There's the brand. Okay, Rio. It's my best guess. Got directions. Uh-oh, went through the saw table. Got all the parts. These are the panels I made up to stick these lights on, and I have no idea how well. 33, okay, 15 plus on these things, each one of these, so I don't think I'm going to get 15 feet on a board, so I may just cross over, and I'm probably going to just hinge these or duct tape these things together so that they can sit over a body. Now this is for this test right now, but I don't want to do this twice, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to suspend them somehow over a guitar body with the lights on. Inside there with all that reflective material, making it work even better. I'm going to grab this guitar real quick. So here is a guitar that's in the works. This is my own body style, but this piece of pipe holder here is a little bit bigger here than a 1-inch dowel. So I'm going to screw or clamp a 1-inch dowel onto the end of my bench, the other end, and then I'll be able to hang that and or rotate it as I spray. I want to spray some shade on here, and that's what I'm going to do with this, is spray a color burst sort of effect on the edges of the body. I kind of like that. I didn't think I was going to like this green, but that's really pretty cool looking. Spalted alder, and then the maple. It's just a piece of maple I had in the shop that I, had left over from my cabinet days, and between the various colors that I stained it with and sanded back, it had some interesting look to it. So hopefully I'll be able to situate this box with the lights over this while it's hanging off of that without too much difficulty. I might have to actually build something. I always hate that. Okay, so I'm going to, at this point, figure out what I'm doing with these lights on these slabs here with the on the back. I told you it was a signboard. That's part of welcome. And see what happens. I suppose I can do. You can clip them back together as long as you cut them in the right place. They've got these little places where you can cut them. That's what. All right, a quick display, quick demonstration, that's what we're looking for, of the lights. There we go. So, that's what it looks like. I was going to use the Solarez, just UV Cure grain sealer, just as a start. But since this says it's a grain sealer, I don't think I'm going to bother. It says to use a squeegee it on. Grab some paper towels. When I'm doing a color trial, I will just squeegee it on or rub it on with a rag when I'm doing a color trial. But I will spray it if I'm actually like gonna shoot it onto the guitar. So let me see what it says. No lacquer thinner smell, no vapors, 100% solids, compared to conventional 27% lacquer. 27% of solids in lacquer rather than 100%. So it's green technology, zero VOC, virtually zero odor, non-flammable, low carbon footprint, reduced energy consumption, low viscosity, sprayable. Comparable to nitrocellulose, however, 60 seconds compared to 60 days, durable high gloss finish, yet with softer tonal quality than polyester. Oh, well, crap, that sold me. Just cut a little slot here. All right, guys. What are we going to do? Just one end of the board, the whole board. Let's see what we got. All right. Smell test. Yeah, smells a little fishy. But as I've told you, my smeller is way beyond help. All right, so may as well go down the whole board if I've got it. This grind doesn't need to be filled because maple doesn't need to be filled. I hope you can see the figure popping out of that. All right. Stuff's like gold. I hate to just wipe it off on a rag. Got a gnat going on now. Okay. Well, we're going to stick it in the light. I was going to spray it. Of course, now since I've started this whole process, it's not dark, but it's not sunny out. We are going to see what happens. I tell you, I can guarantee you it's tacky. It's not going to dry without UV. So, there's, just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to look through the lens here. Yep, there we are. See what happens. Just so I can check and make sure. I'm just going to leave it in there for about 3 minutes. It probably won't take that long, but okay. So we got 4-tel, and it's right on the deal. The bug out of there. That's longer than a guitar, also, by the way. Do 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 do. I'll spare you. So we're going to do that for 3 minutes. I will just, I'm going to let it go here, but I'll fast forward it. I don't have a reason to try to mislead you. Well, I think that's 3. And that's actually mostly dry. Let's see. Might have to go 4. Yeah, it feels a little tacky yet. So I'm gonna put it down for a couple more minutes. I think an awful lot of the light is actually you know, higher up than it needs to be because of the peak. I was thinking I didn't need it by the edges as much, but I think I need to maybe move these high strips farther down, but it should all be reflecting in there. All right, we're gonna go ahead another couple minutes. Okay. Okay, it feels very hard in some places, but still a little soft in others. Weird. Well, it's toward the ends actually, so I think that the light placement could have a lot to do with it. I think that's gonna be it. It's a little tacky down there still. Oh, no. Nope, see, it doesn't go back now. So, I got some dips and bumps and stuff, as you might be able to see that kind of getting a little shiny here and there. So, yeah, it needs to be sanded better than that. If you're doing something besides a test. That's 320. Anyway, I was going to say, you know of any other finish you can put on and virtually 5 minutes later be sanding it and picking up no, sanding dust, but no boogers that, you know, that are sticking and clogging the paper. So I'm gonna try it with a color. Yeah, and it doesn't feel sticky at all now. Cool. Yeah, let's do a color. So we can't use that. So anyway, I've got this green, got turquoise and yellow, and these are kind of fluorescent, but it's the only thing I got that's watercolor, water based. So I'm going to grab a jar here. One of the cool things about this stuff is that you can mix up a color and it's never going to harden as long as you don't expose it to UV. Here's the product. Like I said, this stuff is gold. It was like $42 or $3 or something for this pint, which, since I don't own a bank, haven't won the lotto, that seems like a lot of money to me. Had a lid on it. So I hate to do too much, but I got to get enough in there to actually mix some color into. So not much in there at all. It'll be more than enough for our experiment. Problem is now getting a small enough amount of dye. So basically you can see I'm toothpicking some color in here. Now, there is a brand that they recommend. I don't remember now right off the top of my head what the brand is. I'll tell you one thing. Now see, this is not really mixing up in there. I had the same issue before. I had the same issue with it not wanting to mix in with the other stuff, the transient stuff. And I need to look up what that other stuff is so that we can see. It might actually mix in. It's just going to take a while. And on a guitar, I would want this to be relatively opaque, not necessarily completely, but you know, within a couple passes, I want it to be opaque. Hope you can see what's happening here. Since I'm playing with this stuff, I may as well see what kind of color I can get with these. It's close to the close to what I want for that guitar. Let's see if this turns me green at all. Theoretically it should. This is really not a good color. Okay, it did turn it green, but it's certainly not anywhere close to what I need. All right, well, so now we have this lime, slime, green kind of color here. Let me know. I found this latex or water-based acrylic that is a, it's black, but it's got some sparkle in it, and I thought that might be a little too over the top blingy for this, but I'm always curious to hear what you guys think. There's a lot of good ideas out there. All right, well, that's actually more opaque, and it doesn't look like, it does look like it's mixing in, but now the question will be whether or not it will actually, I don't like that color at all. But it's a test. I just want to see if this will dry with this in it. So, whether or not squeegee or rub on, let's see. We'll see. See what that does. Doesn't do anything, man. That's awful. Sprayed on, it would do more, but that's just not opaque enough. So, but it's got a lot of color in it. Not enough, obviously. Be interesting to see how that dries, if it dries. That is one ugly color. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, so it's about 16 after, 15 seconds till the 12. There we go. I think that's 5. Could be wrong. Yeah, at least. Same kind of feel. Let's see if it stands up okay. Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of gooey feeling, but if it sands, all's good, but I don't know. We'll see. That definitely feels tackier than the last time. And it's gumming the paper up. So I don't know if it needs more time. It's just not the right stuff to put in here. I'm gonna have to. I'm going to try cooking it a while longer, and I'm going to turn the camera off, and I'll just come back and give you the results of that. Okay, so I put this back in the light for a few more minutes. I'm not sure if I filmed that part or not. Anyway, I was going to report back to you on that. Yeah, so the color, I don't think really mixes into this like it should. Also, to get it opaque enough would be probably a lot of color, and as grainy as that looked, I'm gonna see if I can get it in the camera. Yeah, you can kind of see as grainy as that stuff looks. That's not mixing correctly. At any rate, it did dry enough to sand. I can't say that I really, unless I put more layers on and let them dry and buffed it to see if it'll shine up. It's really hard to say. Okay, so the Solarez dual cure polyester resin. I told you it smells almost as bad as Simtech. I opened that up. Maybe that's why my brain's not working right now. I went ahead and put this in the light box for 10 minutes, and it didn't dry. It still felt a little tacky on top. So then I stuck it in the box. I left the box up on edge like this, and I just put it right inside. Close, so it got a lot closer to the lights, and I left that for another 5 or 6 minutes, and it seemed like it dried a little better. I'm not 100% sure that they're the right light spectrum. I'm going to go look all that up again, and I'll add that information in text in the video. Yeah, I either need to find the right spectrum of lights. I think I'm close. Maybe I just need more lights. I've got a whole nother roll, and I could definitely double it all up in there. Maybe having the shop lights on with those lights on weakens them or something. I gotta do some more research. I've done a lot of research on this stuff because I'm really getting frustrated with the lack of results that I'm after. As I watch other people seeming to have good results with this stuff, and I'm just banging my head here for some reason. So anyway, yeah, I machine sanded it, and it's still flattened it out somewhat, but it's still kind of gooey in places, and so I'm not happy. anyway, hopefully you can see that now. Don't know how, you know, without several coats and drying and having enough film on there to actually sand and sand all the way up to like 2000 and buff out to see what that looks like. But that's that. The other side, the grain sealer. Can't believe it's not lacquer. All right, so that's it, guys. Yeah, yeah, you can probably tell I'm a little frustrated, but hey, I'm going to keep trying so that you don't have to, and hopefully get this worked out and be making nice shiny guitars without killing our brains. What a deal. Thanks for watching, guys and gals. Take care. We'll see you next time.